Connor, how's it going?
Oh, it's pretty good. How are you doing, Graham?
I'm good. What if our budget got cut and all we had was this micro cassette recorder?
That'd be a funny bit. That'd be a pretty good bit, yeah.
What if I just really like micro cassette recorders?
Well, the thing is, you do. You have multiple of them. You have micro cassettes and recorders and all that stuff. So, this bit was coming. It was inevitable.
Do you think that if we record this whole thing on a micro cassette recorder, nobody will notice that you sound like Optimus Prime is a chain smoker?
Yeah, it'd be pretty good cover-up. It'd be pretty good cover-up. I'm sick this week, so I sound pretty bad.
That's right. Connor has throat leprosy, and we're dealing with it the best that we can. But we're also going to get into a real topic. So we're talking about fruit on this episode of 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Let's go ahead and roll that intro.
Your best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. From real, actual studio.
Well, that's right. This is 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day, and I'm Graham Ganol.
And I'm Connor Hughes.
And Connor Hughes is pretty sick, as you might be able to hear, but
This sounds lovely.
But a real trooper. And I'm just looking at my flipbook list here of people we could say that Connor sounds like today. And let's just skip that segment because that's been done to death.
Hey, guys.
So, forgot to mention, Connor also showed up with like a trench coat and some pirated DVDs. Really just goes with the whole persona.
Hey, you want to buy some DVDs?
You sound like you ate a cigar sampler.
I got Infinity War 4.
You sound like somebody crossbred a larynx and a garbage disposal.
No, it doesn't quite sound like a garbage disposal. I was trying to get
You sound like someone turned Tom Jones inside out.
I thought you tried to skip the segment.
I
But
did try to skip
it's not
the
getting
segment.
flipped.
You sound how Deadpool looks. This
You
is
look
a
like
show.
a topographical map of Utah.
This is a show where we take things and we make them better. Obviously not our friendship, but kind of items, really any mundane object or concept or thing that you might use in your day-to-day. We take those things, and sometimes we take suggestions, and sometimes we find them on our own, and we just wholesale improve them. Today we're talking about fruit. We are talking about fruit and all the ways that fruit can be leveled up in the same way that, Pac-Man goes through several levels of fruit. That might actually be a good starting point.
Good starting point?
Yeah, if we're talking about fruit, we already kind of have...
the most iconic bit about fruit is that Pac-Man eats them.
Pac-Man eat the fruit. Yes. It's more that...
It's not like... Hang on. Was the first it wasn't fruit, was it?
Wasn't
First
it?
Pac-Man? It wasn't
I
fruit.
believe it was.
No, it was just a bigger dot, right? It was a bunch of dots and then a bigger dot.
No, the bigger dots are what you eat to turn to ghost blue.
Yeah.
And then the fruit, the cherries, appear in the middle. I believe that's in the original Pac-Man. What I'm saying there is there's like a hierarchy of fruit in Pac-Man. Because it's like,
Man,
I don't remember
it's
the
been
order,
years.
but like you start out with cherries for sure, and then maybe like a strawberry, and then like an orange, maybe bananas, grapes. I'm not sure. I don't know the exact order. I think we can figure out that order.
But you're saying there is an order. There is a hierarchy.
There's a hierarchy of fruit.
Mhm.
At the very top is like
pineapple's at the top.
pineapple.
It already has the crown.
That's true.
It has a very, very cool crown.
King fruit, some call it. Some, by the way, this might be controversial, but when I'm making pizza, I like to just put a whole pineapple on top of it. Just a whole
plop.
just
a full.
Just a full, yeah. I just like to go kind of full Sean Spencer and stick a pineapple right on top of that pie. You know what? Pie is in the name. Pineapple. I don't know what an apple is.
For real though, I do eat pineapple on my pizza, and there are people that are
We
like,
don't have to get
no,
political.
That's and people don't like it. I don't know why. It's like a sweet and salty, but like a savory and fruity. Like I don't. It just works.
As much as I would love to talk about pineapple on pizza, and as much as I'm sure our listeners
Just want to hear about it.
would love to hear, I feel like we can't just because we're too biased. We both like
Yeah.
pineapple on pizza. It's the basis of our friendship. So,
Yeah, actually, I met him at a frat party. And
okay, why'd you have to make it so unbelievable in the first sentence? Like we get invited to parties.
Like we get invited to frat parties. So.
Oh yeah,
there
or
were
frat
just
parties.
there were just 2 slices left of pineapple pizza because all the frat boys love pineapple on the pizza.
That's a
and-
fact, I guess.
And they were
in this fiction.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get me one of those. So I reach out for it, and then Graham reaches out for it, and we kind of like
Two
bump.
hands on the same slice.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I see you there. I respect, man, respect.
There's only you in my life. Every bite I take, my first slice. It was very, yeah. It was a whole experience. What can I say? Here's a good question before we get too deep into this thing.
Okay.
What is a fruit? Because you know the old saying, like, knowledge. Something like knowledge
power.
Power corrupts. No, not that one. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else came along and said, "Well, that's salsa." But I'm not sure how that factors. But the point is, what is a fruit? Is
it? I mean, sorry, that's beside the point. But
I mean, we know that a tomato is a fruit,
yes,
right? Like,
yes,
that's common trivia.
It's the worst fruit.
Well, I don't know that because I think if we look at like the definition of a fruit, it's something like has to do with where the seeds are or something like that.
Yeah, fruit has
And then
seeds
it's not the same thing as like a
inside.
berry. I don't think berries are
Berries aren't
technically
berries. The
fruits. I don't know what they are.
I don't know, but I know vegetables are like
Here's something
not.
Here's something that I do know. Here's
Yes.
something that I know for sure. I know that a cucumber is technically classified as a fruit, and I know that a tomato is technically classified as a fruit.
Okay.
So if you may remember, VeggieTales
It's not
is kind of an
actually.
entire lie because it's just 2 fruits talking about what it's like to be a veggie.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Fruit Tales.
They did have
Fruit Tales. Ooh. Tales of daring, fruit bad, and good fruit tales.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, jeez. Like,
Cucumber rush behind you.
but
There's a cook that's out
yeah,
to
they had like
peel you.
they had grapes in VeggieTales. They had a squash, which, by the way, I don't think is a.
Let's narrow
is
it
a-
down.
a Hobo
Are
Johnson,
there
the Lovemakers
any
say. How do you make a
Vegetables in VeggieTales? Peas. Peas are basically a
peas?
vegetable,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
They're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're a type of bean. I don't know what a pea
Well,
is.
what is a bean classified as?
Oh, it's
I
a
don't
legume.
know.
I don't
Like,
know. I don't
a
know.
legume?
Is that how you? I don't
don't
know
know.
how you say that word, but I think most people would say peas are a vegetable. So we can give peas a pass as
Okay.
being vegetable, worthy of inclusion in VeggieTales.
Are squash a vegetable?
I mean, it's a is a pumpkin a vegetable? Here's my side tangent that I'm only going to spend 15 or so seconds on. Why does a pumpkin get to be like the dessert squash? Why,
Yeah.
why that one? Why the pumpkin? Because that's not like, I wouldn't put just any gourd in my mocha. But like, you can
Or
just,
like make a pie out of it?
yeah.
Like a butternut pie?
I mean, you can. Like,
I mean-
people do that.
Yeah.
But that's considered weird. You know,
Mm,
but
considered
in the same
unhealthy.
way, yeah. Well, it's like you put.
The WHO shuts them down.
I just don't know why that particular squash.
I don't know. Maybe it was just cheap and abundant.
Maybe.
Yeah,
If
honestly.
anybody knows why pumpkins are like the dessert squash and why other squashes are not, go ahead and drop us an email or a tweet or something. We'll get you those hashtags
Yeah,
and
yeah.
addresses at the end of the episode. Sorry, I said
So-
I would only spend 15 seconds.
About our topic on fruit.
Yeah.
We talked about vegetables, pumpkins,
right.
peas.
Have we got? I forgot we were talking about fruit.
Uh,
I don't know. I think if you were to scrutinize it, what we're saying here on the show, if anything, is that a large portion of the VeggieTales cast are fruits.
Yeah.
That's all we really came here to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
pretty
all
much.
on any given week that we're ever trying to say.
Okay. For fruit,
Yeah.
we got to take a look at each
At
eating
each fruit. Here we go, alphabetically. Apple.
avocado.
Thanks.
So no. I was looking at when you're eating a fruit.
As I do, and I do
yeah.
eat a fruit.
Yeah,
From time to time, I've been known.
Maybe. I think last fruit I ate was 2 years ago. I don't remember.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
But what stops you from completely enjoying the fruit? There's always something. There's always something.
Usually it's just those doggone Democrats trying to get in the way of me enjoying a delicious orange.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I promise not to get political. Somebody stop me.
Well, okay, orange is a good example. You have a peel around
Thank
it.
you.
You gotta.
I have
You're
a
welcome.
peel.
You're welcome. You have to peel off this peel to get to the orange.
Sure, yeah.
With an apple, you have this core.
Uh-huh.
With a peach, you have the pit.
So you either have to get rid of the inside or the outside of the fruit, basically.
Yeah. So I was thinking, just get rid of that stuff. Now you might be like, well, banana's gonna go bad if there's no peel. Well, yeah, but you could also take the banana, throw it into a crusher with a bunch of other bananas, and crush out these pills or something. Banana pills.
Go on.
Or it's banana cubes, little small things so that you can eat on the go.
You say this ironically, but I'm 100% sure they sell that at Whole Foods in bulk.
I'm certain they do somewhere, but it seems to me like get rid of the stuff that nobody wants and keep the stuff that people like and make it more convenient.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure they are working on that at Purdue. So walk me through this. If you have an oranges just kind of on the tree, no peel, just kind of hanging out nude, what kind of quality are you gonna expect just biting into one of those bad boys?
An orange.
But
if you take an orange, there's no peel, and you're gonna bite into it, and there's just gonna be an orange.
I mean,
you can bite into it like an apple.
Oh, that's certainly a thought that I've been forced to have.
Yes, it is.
Bite into an orange like an apple, like unto an apple. Just munch and munch.
It makes the same crunching sound.
Okay, I could have imagined what the crunching sound would have been like. I didn't need the Foley. John Roche over here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's me name-dropping Foley artists that everyone's sure to know.
I do want to point out the fact that when we watch a movie, you do stay for the credits.
Yeah.
Which, again,
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. But you specifically watch the credits for the Foley artists.
Is that weird? We're
you're
getting off topic.
The only one I've seen do that, but it's kind of neat.
I write down the names of Foley artists so that if I see them on the street and they show me their ID so that I know who they are, and I can be like, oh, you're
this dude who worked
Yeah,
on this movie
exactly.
and these other movies and all
Yeah.
these other movies. He'd be like, what the heck?
Like, hey, didn't you work on?
You know me?
Didn't you work on Solo, a Star Wars story, and on Kubo the Two Strings? They'd be like, why, yes, I did. So
I did the same fully.
I believe there was some crossover.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to consult my list. Listen, we've definitely made a lot of headway.
Have we?
Well, that's for history to decide. But right now we got to take an ad break. So let's do a little bit of
okay.
raspy acapella to get us into that ad break.
I'm actually going to die if I try.
Here we go. Just do something low. Nice.
There you go.
So here we are in the ad break.
Yes,
it feels
we are
so
in the ad break.
so different and new.
Mhm.
Who's our first sponsor today?
Oh, geez. Our first sponsor is the little bit of stuffing that comes out of a stuffed animal when it rips.
Oh, tell me about that.
Everyone has it. Everyone's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It exists somewhere in everyone's lifetime,
Yeah.
and it just wants to say hi.
All right, yeah. I think
It's kind of fluffy.
fluffy. Kind of just that good old Build-A-Bear workshop vibe. Could we gather those bits of stuffing and mail them to Build-A-Bear? Will they reuse them? Could you put a little bit of your old teddy bear in somebody else's brand new Hiccup the Dragon?
Hiccup the Dragon.
They have that at Build-A-Bear.
They've
gone far
the
beyond
name.
bears, by the way.
The name's Hiccup. That's adorable.
No, I'm sorry. Toothless.
Oh.
Hiccup, I guess, is not a dragon.
Oh, you're talking about
I was trying to talk about my possibly my favorite animated movie of all time. Yes.
How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the third one's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Man,
hey,
I'm excited for it.
I'm always excited to see those Dragos.
I still need to
action.
watch the second one though.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good.
That's what everyone
enjoyed it
tells me.
immensely.
I love the first one to death.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hiccup the human did a real glow up. Our second sponsor today is the left sneaker of Andre the Giant, which is being converted into a housing project in Queens. So that is
I mean,
really
honestly,
nice.
it's about the size of an apartment.
It's apartment complex, and the little eyelets for the shoelaces. His shoelaces were just like what do you call those ropes that they use on ships? Hawsers? Is that anything?
I don't know what they call them, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Big
what
ropes that are bigger than my arm.
Mm-hmm. And his aglets were just I don't know.
Hey y'all, that's the word of the
day?
Yeah, the word of the day.
Oh, here we go. His aglets were propane tanks. There we go.
His aglets were propane tanks.
Or silos. I'm just trying to think of something large that's roughly the shape of a shoelace aglet. Hey, everybody knows what an aglet is, right? Y'all watch Phineas and Ferb?
That's the only reason I know what an aglet is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So thank you, Andre's left shoe.
I feel like we need to define aglet now because people
it's
who don't
the
know what
plastic
it is.
thing on the tip of your shoelace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a name.
Yep, has a name. Don't wear it out, I guess. Let's get back out of
Are
this.
jump rope handles considered aglets?
I think you just called them handles, which means they have another name. I think that if the plastic thing on the end of a shoelace didn't have a name, like if it wasn't called an aglet, we wouldn't ever talk about it. There would be no other thing that we would call it.
Yeah,
so I think that's
it
the
wouldn't
difference.
have a name.
I think an aglet is just a name for something that you don't have a word for.
Oh,
which happens a lot in English.
What kind of things don't we have a word for?
Oh, I don't know. The things that like Germans have words for, like the faint feeling of missing somebody on a Tuesday while it's raining and you are sitting alone at Bojangles. And it's like, oh yeah, we've got a word for that. It's I never took German. I'm not qualified to even try to make up a fake Danny Kaye type false German phrase for that. It's not my forte.
So that was our sponsor.
Those were our sponsors.
Sneaker
the left sneaker of Andre the
Giant.
Giant, as well as the little bit of stuffing that comes out of a stuffed animal when it tears. And possibly Build-A-Bear Workshop. I don't need to see if we got a check from them. Let's get back out of this.
Okay.
Break with a little bit more a cappella.
Oh, please.
Hey, that's truly haunting. I think we got to get your throat pumped or something. I don't know what we could do about that. Just drink some toothpaste or something. Oh yeah, maybe just a couple shots of Fireball to get that all cleaned out. Should I just send a janitor? Can I just explore your trachea, see what's in there? It'd probably just be like pulling out clumps of hair and like
Oh jeez.
just
My
soap
cat now.
leavings. Just Drano, I guess. Probably a little bit of Drano will clear that right up.
Yeah, it'll clear everything.
Right up. Hey, on this episode of 100% Worse, we're going to burn a hole through my co-host.
Let's go. Go, go, go.
Right from the noggin down to the old metatarsals. Fruit, right?
Yeah, fruit. Okay.
Runts, friend or foe?
Runs from. Oh.
I mean,
What
are
do you
they
mean?
fruits? They sure do look like fruits.
I would consider them fruit.
They're kind of Lilliputian, feel a little bit of that Gulliver's Travels action every time that I eat one.
What word did you say?
Lilliputian. Well, the Lilliputians are the tiny people in Gulliver's Travels. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what the big people are called. There are also some big people, and then
Big
later on,
Lilliputian?
there are a lot of other people but that part of the book never makes it into a movie.
That book was just wild.
Yeah. Runts.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
You eat them.
Do you like to pretend to be a giant when you eat runts?
No.
I like to pretend
Just
to be
eat
the
'em.
BFG.
The BFG.
Typically my go-to giant. That or the one giant from The Last Battle, I think. There's a Narnia book that has a pretty cool giant. Or possibly I like
this
to be
giant.
the giant from the Odyssey, which I want to say his name is Polyphemus, but that could be wrong.
Isn't that the Cyclops?
What did I
That's
say?
the Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. Well, he's also a
Oh.
giant. Cyclops
Yeah, but
are
aren't
giants.
giants technically different from Cyclops in Greek mythology?
I think that giants are also a thing. Like, I believe the giants were like monster children that also fight the gods. Well, then there's titans as well.
the giants were children of the titans, I thought.
It's a whole
could be
thing.
wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought.
I don't know. Mythology gets very convoluted, even outside of Egyptian mythology, which is just wild. If there's one thing that I've learned from mythology, it's that nobody can decide if people are dating or just brother and sister, which is actually pretty true today.
Yeah.
So I guess people would just see two gods out in public and they'd be like, "Are they together?"
No.
And somebody would be like, "No,
What?
I think they're just like brother and sister." And it's like, I've never seen a brother and sister do that. And they're like, well, okay, maybe they are. So basically, the what are you doing, Greek gods? Pull it together.
Yeah. Egyptian mythology is just
Egyptian mythology.
wild.
I feel like in Egyptian
I've said that.
mythology, they just didn't care. Like, they just changed.
Yeah, it's whatever.
They were
Like,
doing stuff with knives and feathers. This is very off track. Aside from runts, what else can we talk about? Pomegranates? Is that one
Pomegranates,
too far?
yeah.
That's one too far.
We won't talk about pomegranates on this show.
There's just, I feel like there's a lot of baggage there with pomegranate. Like,
yeah.
there's just too much to a pomegranate. There's too many moving parts.
I'm trypophobic. So I can't eat pomegranates.
Wow. And trypophobia is the fear of pomegranates.
Yes. In short. No, trypophobia is the fear of naturally created patterns of holes.
Oh, right. Is this why you close your eyes when we watch SpongeBob?
No, because that's not like
Oh, you're
that's
saying
not
that
like a
SpongeBob is an
thing.
unnatural creation.
Yes.
Yes. SpongeBob, God's Mistake, the movie, 3D, coming to a cinema near you.
Real sponges with all the little holes and all the little stuff like that. I can't look at them.
Yeah, I can't eat those either. I would never. Yeah, I can't really eat a sponge.
Eat a sponge.
This might be controversial, and this is the third time I've gotten political on the show, but I think that fruit should be able to vote.
Fruit should vote.
I mean, voting rights for fruits is that in this day and age.
And that's
who are we?
That's always going to be a good sentence when you start off with in this day and age.
To say that fruit should be denied the basic rights that are given to so many in this day and age? I heard that. Now, here's what I did hear. I know that some fruits were voting in this last election, and I heard that some bananas were going and putting on different hats and coming back and voting again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You'd think that the fact that they're a banana
would give them away. But
did I tell you my amazing plan to just like completely have the
what are these words?
Let me try that again as a sentence.
To have the be with the what I think the to what I don't.
Did I tell you my amazing plan to seduce delivery people when they come? Right. You've heard this, audience. I'm giving this one to you for free. Step 1, purchase a banana costume. Step 2, when your doorbell rings, you go downstairs in your street clothes, in your normal clothes, and then you don't have the money with you, and you say, 1 second, I'm just gonna go slip on something more comfortable. Go upstairs, come back down in the banana costume. They'll be gone by then, but I think that if there is anyone there with you, they'll appreciate that.
That's a good gag.
It's
a solid sitcom.
Yeah. Well, I've
gag.
always had a thing with bananas and gagging. I don't know. No, it's just true. I just up until about this past year or two, I couldn't eat a banana without gagging.
Okay.
That's just a fact. I couldn't.
Okay.
I realize. All I'm saying is that lately I can eat banana. This is not the point.
Let's move on. So because we're talking about fruits, I wanted to talk. Well, I just wanted to mention something. Just
okay, yeah.
Talk
Just
about something.
throw it out. Yeah.
I have never eaten an avocado in my life or guacamole.
Wow.
I thought I should probably mention that on the fruit episode.
Wow.
Yeah. See, yeah, it's a thing.
Like some guacamole?
Not particularly. It's not very. It doesn't look very appealing.
Do you not like green things?
Not really.
Kermit the Frog would like to have a word with you.
Kermit was never my favorite Muppet, though.
Hi ho! Heard you were talking smack.
Square up.
I just wanted to come on this show to say that I do not endorse or commend any of your choices.
Well,
Yay!
I apologize, Kermit. I'm sorry. I don't have anything against you. You're a pretty solid Muppet. You're one of the best. I really like your songs.
No, we're done here. No, you know what? I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for. I will. I do plan on visiting you very late at night and possibly, tying your arms behind your back and just hitting you with a bar of soap a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay, all right. Wow, I did not know. I'm sorry. I didn't know that he was going to say that.
We had to usher Kermit out of the studio.
Wow.
He's...
First show to ever throw Kermit the Frog off.
Yeah, he's a very, very good when the camera turns on for kids and everything. But like
terrible radio.
The camera turns off and he just like puts a cigar in his mouth. And, I need a beer. Don't talk to me.
That's exactly it. With our very special guest, yay! And then cameras go off and it's just
storms off out to take a smoke break and just.
Do not talk to me. I am working. I'm in the zone. I need to be here. You were putting me up on this level. I need to be down here.
Dan's
and
a
we're
fan
on in
of Jack
3,
Daniels.
2, 1, hi-ho. Painting a very dangerous picture of America's most beloved frog. Listen, as much as we would love to keep on talking about our topic today, Kermit the Frog, we do need to wrap things up. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
wow.
why don't we move into our final segment?
Okay. Oh yeah, things that we recommend, things
Yeah,
we don't
it's
recommend.
called Recommend, Don't Recommend.
Okay.
So this week, what do you recommend?
So this week I recommend Young and Dangerous by the Struts. It's their latest album. They're a British rock band. I've been listening to it nonstop.
Certainly is listening to it now.
Yeah,
Matter
right
of fact,
now.
Can
I'm
you
not paying
hear
attention.
what I'm? Can you hear me? You
What?
got your headphones in.
What? Oh, sorry.
If you
Well,
could.
sorry. What were you saying?
I was just saying that I really like the Struts. The Struts are cool because they remind me of Queen, but in
Yeah.
like they're doing their own thing, but like it's
Yeah,
like
they have that.
they've got it's like a real nod to Queen.
They have that
you know?
80s energy.
They've got that energy. They've got that pizzazz. They've got that showmanship. So I mean, as a huge Queen fan, I feel like it's just a natural like transition into also really appreciating the Struts. I'm not saying they're exactly like Queen. I'm just saying like they're reminiscent of Queen in a very good way. And I haven't heard all of their new albums, so I will definitely be checking that out.
It's really good.
What don't you recommend?
Well, this one's kind of obvious. Sore throat or swollen tonsils.
Oh,
I don't recommend it.
Just the worst.
Yeah, don't do it.
So if you're thinking about swelling up your tonsils this weekend for a lark,
don't do it.
certainly don't do that.
Yeah.
There are other things you could be doing instead. Spend some time with your loved ones. Do some mini golf. Well, this week I recommend Honey Bunches of Oats, Pecan, and Maple Brown Sugar cereal.
Because of course you do.
I do. It's and you can find a really good review of it on serialously.net, which I know I think I recommended the Empty Bowl a week or two ago. So this is Dan Goubert from the Empty Bowl. He runs a website called serialously.net.
You've been getting pretty big into cereals.
You know what? I've always been a cereal enthusiast, but like recently I've been keeping up with the news and the culture and really like
there's a
kind of
culture?
putting my foot in the community. Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
a cereal culture?
Absolutely, there is.
Wow. What is it? Just like cereal all the time? Is it like
it's all cereal all the time?
Wait, hang on.
Pop-Tarts.
I should ask. What cereals are the ones that nobody talks about? What cereals are the ones that like? If you say you like, people are gonna be like, what? Like the Comic Sans of cereals.
I mean, the Comic Sans of cereal is probably Fruit Loops. I would think.
Really?
Yeah, it's just kind of like gaudy, and it's just like an obviously just kind of like funky looking cereal. It's not the best cereal.
I like
but
Fruit Loops.
Yeah, no, it's good. But like, if everything were written in Fruit Loops, you'd be like, okay, this is not professional.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I feel like Times New Roman of cereal is probably like Raisin Bran or possibly Cheerios.
Raisin Bran is more like Bookman old style.
I feel like Raisin Bran is like Times New Roman and Cheerios are like Calibri.
Calibri or Ariel. Very basic.
Something, yeah.
Well, they might be, Cheerios actually might be Times New Roman. Just because the abundance, overabundance.
That's true. I believe Honey Nut Cheerios were the number one selling cereal.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But that's how Times New Roman actually became a thing, is an overabundance.
Yeah.
They made too many of the like little print things.
Really?
Yeah, like the old printing presses where they'd have this actual stamps. Well, they made a bunch of those stamps, and then they just kind of ended up giving a lot of them away for pretty cheap. Yeah, for pretty cheap.
That's so interesting.
A bunch of smaller newspapers.
Wow.
So all the smaller newspapers, that was a font that they were able to get.
Yeah.
So then it started in England, so they all started printing in Times New Roman, and it just stuck around.
Wow. Welcome to our informational podcast, 100% More, which just burst out of the chest of our previous podcast, 100% Worse, just alien style.
Hang on. I think I actually got something wrong. I don't know if they made too much of it, but it was definitely like an overabundance. There was
Okay.
definitely like
Yeah.
the easiest typeface
No,
to get.
yeah. I mean, fact check that. We're under no obligation to tell you the truth on this show. That's what internet radio is all about. Well, listen, what I don't recommend is spending too much time on your phone. So, I know in these winter months,
You said that as you looked at your phone.
well, it's my notes are on it.
Yeah, but you
Call me
could
out
get
on my
you,
own
you
show,
could get a notepad.
in my
You could get
own
a pen.
room. Yeah, I could do that. I could also just write everything on my hand or my arm, Mulan style.
Sure.
But then it smears. That's what we've learned from Mulan.
I've never seen Mulan.
Wow. You will know it better hereafter. Yeah. No, I know it's the long winter months of solitude. Or maybe you're with your loved ones. That's also a possibility. But if you're just kind of Harry Pottering it alone by yourself over the winter, don't spend too much time on your phone. The screen is only somewhat your friend. Put it down for like at least an hour a day, just in a different room. Do something for yourself. Go to the the gym. Go to the I don't know where people go to exercise. Just do something. Read a book.
This
write
has gotten way too
on some paper,
inspirational.
draw something. Play an instrument. Sing.
Sleep.
Do some pottery, or sleep. Take a nap, or listen to some music. Not on your phone though. Listen to tapes. What's wrong with tapes?
Well, according to you, nothing. I
Nothing.
mean, we talked.
Nothing wrong
We
with
did this
tapes.
bit at the very beginning.
You're right.
You love tapes.
You're right. We do. Yeah. I'm sorry. This has gone down a rabbit trail, which apparently was connected to the New York subway system, and now we are in Brooklyn with no idea of how we got there and not enough money to get home. So let's just go ahead and wrap this up. Listen, if you'd like to send us an email, and we would love if you would send us an email, go ahead and send that to hundo@turboteenmovie.com. That's hundo@turboteenmovie.com. HUNDO@turboteenmovie.com.
If you're a square, you could also send it to 100%worse@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's the number 100, the worst percent and worse.
You can also do that, but definitely send it to Hondo. You can also contact us at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, YouTube.
You cannot contact us on MySpace. Well, you can contact
Group
me. I am on I am on MySpace. 100% Worse is not on MySpace. I don't believe we're on GroupMe either.
Tumblr,
We're not on
Blogspot.
These are lies.
got-
Some of these are lies. Some of them are not. Find out which ones are by going to all these platforms and searching
100% worse.
Yeah, at 100% worse. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. And hey,
oh wait, I forgot Instagram. We're also on Instagram.
We are on Instagram. Yeah. Yes. Hey, if you would, please share the show around with your friends. Tweet about the show, make posts about the show, talk about the show using the hashtag 100worse, just the number 100 and the word worse. Would really appreciate that. It's the best way to spread the show around. And of course, word of mouth. Tell a friend. Tell your mom. Record it on a microcassette recorder and stick it out of your window and play it at those rowdy kids in your yard. And do the Fortnite dance so they know that you mean business. So
which Fortnite dance? You can't just say the Fortnite dance.
I don't know anything about Fortnite. There, that's my secret. It's out. Now you know.
Oh,
now they all
shocking
know.
reveal.
This is also the podcast
That's
episode.
the thumbnail. Red circles and just
shocking reveal. Doesn't know Fortnite. This is also our face reveal. It's an audio face reveal.
Yeah.
So
see, here's my face.
Here's my face. How come your face does that? How do you unlock that?
I don't know. I play Fortnite.
I
don't actually, but
I want to thank Kenny Childers for doing our opening monologue.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, killing it as usual. And we want to thank you, the listener, for listening. Oh, hey, and we would like to pester you one more time to go ahead and rate and review this show on iTunes. It would mean the planet to us.
Yeah, it really does boost us up in the iTunes charts and the iTunes ratings.
Yeah, we're looking to kick
helps us out.
all those NPR shows. We're looking to just absolutely boot Kevin Smith and Rhett and Link and the McElroys just completely off the charts. We just
Oh, yeah.
want to break them. We want to leave them destitute like shards of broken pottery. We just want to burn their empire to the ground and dance on the ashes and sow their fields with salt.
Given out our mission statement.
Sorry, that was on the doc. Was I not supposed to read that?
No.
This is the other part about founding a new red empire. Was I supposed to read that too?
La 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 la.
We got to figure out how to get back from Brooklyn. So, you guys take care. Have a good one. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm Graham Ganol.
I'm Cutter Hughes.
This has been 100% Worse.
Eat your pizza right out of your pockets.
And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.